Freaky Friday, everybody. We are back with Moving the Chains. Your host, your man, Sammy, the man McIntyre. Just had to get that sign, the whole photo of it for you. How are we doing, everybody? Wow, that game last night was something else. Commanders short week, looked like shit. I'll dive into them. Green Bay, Aaron Lanham, I'm talking to you, brother, and your dad. Steve, and everybody that's a Packer fan, that was exceptional last night. I was blown away. So let me start with this. So I'm a Jane Daniels guy. I know Kevin Craner's a big Redskins fan, been a long time, and I'm a fan of them. I'm glad they're good again. The NFL, I've always heard this, is better when certain brands like the Raiders and the Redskins and the Cowboys are balling. Now, the NFL has dominated even when they've been shit, but it's always better when those teams are good, right? And I think Washington's going to be okay. Listen, they had a bad game, okay? I do have problems with Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I heard it today from Middlecoff. I'm driving after I got off of work tonight, and I do agree. I think it's soft. I think it's kind of pussyfoot. But Jane Daniels is so damn gifted, so damn athletic, so damn good. He can mask it. But here's my downfall with the spread shit, with the 5 wide and the air raid. I saw it with Johnny Manziel. I saw it with Kyler a little bit, and now I'm seeing with Jaden. Is that the minute you play that spread offense look, you're kind of fooled. Because you play these fronts, they're physical fronts, the front fours or whatever, they're always physical. When you get a Green Bay, when you get a Philadelphia, it's a different looking animal. And I saw it last night. Jaden Daniels was running for his life last night. And they're banking on a kid that needs to be great automatic. The tackle from Oregon, who I believe they took late in the first round. This is not like a bad team where you can just go, yeah, we'll keep our lumps. No, Washington's throwing the kitchen sink. They got Jay Daniels on rookie contract. You've got to go make this happen. And the other thing last night was their secondary got eviscerated last night. I love the Trey Amos kid from Ole Miss. He's a stud. And listen, they swung and they missed with Lattimore, who I've always liked, but he's old. He's been elite since 17. He's kind of ebbs and flows, been solid, been shitty. But last night, and again, I applaud the Redskins for making that move at the deadline last year. They had to. They just, their secondary was kind of a mess. They get a guy that, has been in the NFC a while, knows these receivers in and out, played against Terry McLaurin, played against Mike Evans, had his battles. So I understand it from that perspective, from Adam Peters and Dan Quinn's perspective. But he's just a guy anymore that just can't run. And it's different at wide receiver because you can run a 5 flat. I don't know, that's probably what Keenan Allen, his 40 time is. But when I watch Keenan Allen, he can still get in and out of breaks. But when you're a DB, it's a different ballgame, different animal, different beast. So, listen, Washington is going to be okay. I still like a lot of elements of this team. And we got to take into account also is that they didn't have Terry McLaurin. He came in late to camp. So you had that whole situation go down. You're trying to get everybody on the same page. Anymore, you don't have a lot of time in training camp. I get that. You're trying to get guys up to speed. So I'm not going to jump too much into it. And listen, their defense ran into a buzzsaw last night. I think that's what it came down to with the Redskins. I know they're Commanders, but I'm still calling them the Redskins. That's just how I know it, okay? I'm not going to get on this high horse of what their name should be called. I don't give a shit, okay? You could pay me not to give a shit less, okay? Well, my point is they're the Redskins until otherwise, okay? So my point is, I think, and listen, they're going to be okay. And just in my recap with the Redskins, they're going to be okay. It's one game. They got a long leash until they play my Raiders. Now, hop into Green Bay. Maybe, Raiders can take some stuff from Green Bay. But this is a different animal. I was concerned last night going into that game. I'm like, I don't know how Green Bay's going to handle this. And they did exceptional. But the only knock I have on this Cliff Kingsbury thing, and I said at the top, it kind of worries me with this spread look. And Cliff, listen, his philosophy kind of iffies me. So just to recap, I think Washington's going to be okay. And they're going to be all right. I mean, they still will win. They'll be second in this division. I do not doubt that for a second. Giants, mess. Dallas, mess. It's a 2-team race in that division. So get your high hopes up for Washington. And I don't think Jane Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump. He's too good, too mature. IQ, EQ, kind of like Jalen Hurts in that same division. All the right boxes checked for him to be a superstar in this league. And the Washington Commanders just got to get a better job of getting the protection around him to be elite. So I want to touch on Green Bay because that was a buzzsaw last night from this team. And I will say this. Unlike last year when the Saints went 2-0 and everybody was, oh my God, kumbaya, ooh. I look back at it. They played two teams that were shitty. Carolina, Dallas. Awful. So the 91 points he scored doesn't mean shit to me. Okay? It was impressive. I get it. And it was nice seeing that Clint Kubiak offense and how I always was curious how it was going to work in New Orleans. A departure from Sean Payton's offense, what it went. But I will say this. This Green Bay team might be the best I've seen since Aaron Rodgers. Like his prime. And I'm not bullshitting. I know Coward said it, and I'm trying to form my own opinions. But I'm telling you right now, them getting Micah Parsons is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Jerry. That's the memes going around Green Bay, and they had a mural outside of it. It's just awesome. And I cannot wait. When December hits, I got Aaron Lanham and his dad. Shout out to you guys getting me tickets. We're going to a Packer-Bear game. I cannot wait to see Lambeau. Under the lights, frozen tundra, tailgating, got my Favre jersey on. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to roll. And I will say this. We all make fun of the Packers. And listen, I've been critical of them at times because I just think they've had 30 years Hall of Fame quarterback play, and you've got two Super Bowls still for it. Not good enough. But I will say this. I saw some stats yesterday. Since 92, and this is what's crazy. Everybody's saying the Lions. And listen, Mike Hessick, you know this. I bought in the Lions a little bit. Because I was like, man, they got Ben Johnson, they got this core, they got this team, and I'm like, yeah, all right. Maybe they might take the North. And then they got rid of Ben Johnson. Then they lost some coordinators. And then they went in-house. They got kind of comfortable. They didn't get uncomfortable. They got comfortable. And now I feel like it's Green Bay's division again. Now, it could be wrong. Detroit's still good enough to win this division. But as I'm looking at it right now, I don't know. Now, they should beat the Bears this weekend. The Lions get back on track. I picked them to win. That's a 6.5-point spread. Take that all the way. Detroit's going to be playing with pissed off, angry energy all day long. Aiden Hutch and those boys. So, I'm looking at these stats here, and I wrote them down before I got on here. It's great having you guys on tonight. The winning percentage of Green Bay Packers since Brett Favre got there in 1992, when Ron Wolf and Mike Holmgren came around, .630, first in the NFL. Playoff wins, 24. I thought they'd have a little bit more. Had some sinkers in the playoffs. That's okay, it happens. 24 playoff wins, second all time since that time. 15 division titles, tied for second. Points per game, first. And points allowed per game, 20.5, fourth, which is kind of shocking because in the playoffs sometimes they give up 45 and that to the Cardinals, and sometimes Seattle and Arizona had their little blip run with Carson Palmer. So it just goes to show, again, organizations matter in this league, okay? And it just goes to show, Chicago, get your shit together. I mean, I've always said this. Minnesota and Green Bay are the most well-run in those divisions. I mean, I think Detroit still is with Brad Holmes and that crew. But I just marvel at Green Bay. They just know what they're doing. And I was here. This is another nugget I kind of caught tonight. Was that they always mismatch the coach and the GM, right? They had Holmgren, Wolf, Holmgren. That worked. They got along. Phenomenal. And then they had Ted Thompson, Mike McCarthy. Got it. Worked. 10 years. Won a Super Bowl. Very successful. And now they got Gutekunst on the floor. And I have a feeling they're going to get a Super Bowl in a couple of years. It could be this year. And the statistic's kind of funny. Like 27 is the magic number in Green Bay. Favre got his. Rodgers got his. And Jordan Love got his. And they also, Green Bay, the other thing is they're very patient. That's the other thing we keep forgetting. They're very patient. They go against the grain in the NFL. Everybody's rushing. Everybody's just throw the kid to the wolves. Let's see what happens. This team waits and they develop and they get this thing going. They also got a benefit because they don't have an owner. Nobody meddling on them. And it matters. And that atmosphere is just so cool. And I cannot wait for December. I can't wait. And it was awesome last night. And that defense, that was a great hire by the Packers. And they went outside the box. And it was hard for Matt LaFleur to get rid of his buddy Joe Barry. Because at times, listen, when you know somebody 15 years, I don't care what kind of life you're in. It's hard when you let go of somebody with that kind of friendship for 15 years. However, when you mix business and that, it gets a little complicated. We know this. But I'm glad the Green Bay Packers went outside the box. And they went and got Jeff Athley. Because I didn't know how it was going to work. I didn't know. And they got all these guys. They drafted all these Georgia Bulldogs, and they got Xavier McKinney from the Giants. And I'm like, I don't know how it's going to work. And last year they were 6th in the league in defense. And I'm like, okay. Well, now this year they added Micah Parsons, and they look exponentially better. Because that's what happens when you add a elite game wrecker, F the play up kind of player. And Micah Parsons is that. Now, I don't know if he was just tired in Dallas or if he lived off his money. I don't know. Dallas is a circus, okay? And I think with Green Bay, when they've done this right, and we keep forgetting, they had Reggie White, they got Charles Woodson, and they got this kid. And I do believe this year, if I'm looking around the NFC, Philadelphia is the only team that could compete with Green Bay. I think Tampa Bay's good. They're a threat. I think Detroit. I think Minnesota. But, man, you get close to that January, those teams that are warm weather, the Tampas. Now, listen, Baker can play. He played in Cleveland, so he's used to cold weather. But you look around these other teams, Minnesota Dome, we don't know. But I just last night, it's been a minute since I've seen Green Bay defense play this good, this fast, this electric. And they've led in these games. They played the two best offenses last year in terms of efficiency, in the Lions and the Redskins, and they have destroyed them. Now listen, they've left some points on the board. There's no doubt about it. They got to clean that up. Some dumb penalties, stupid shit. They'll get that figured out. They got a long way until their next game. Excuse me. But I was impressed last night by Green Bay. They are, him and Love are just in sync. I kind of felt like Aaron and Matt LaFleur near the end. Aaron was kind of the hippie, and Matt LaFleur was kind of like Chucky, kind of mixed with like a smart guy. And I kind of feel like I love that Matt has some of that Chucky, want to play. I'm repping my Chucky tattoo here. Want to play with the snarl, and he's got that look, and he's got that piston. He's got that fire. And sometimes it bites him in the ass, but I just was admiring Green Bay last night. That was a phenomenal win. Quality win against a really good team last year that made the NFC Championship game with a rookie quarterback, which is hard to do. So just to recap, Washington, they're going to be okay. This has got a chance to be a playoff game again. And Green Bay, elite right now. Their defense is flying around. Their offense is potent. Run the ball, physicality. Their O-lines are always good. Exceptional. So that's all I want to touch on here tonight. College football tomorrow. I got NFL stuff I'll get to you guys. Adios. Godspeed. Freaky Friday.